Alright, and I think I'm live. Yeah, so don't think anybody is watching yet, obviously, but I'll be playing in the Penny Dreadful Saturday tournament with this Boros, but mostly Mono-Red, well, burn kind of deck. But it's not really burn, it's more like, well, it's more like a control-ish deck that wins via like ping effects. Actually, does the stream work? I'm not sure. Okay, I think it works. Also, the tournament already started, so I gotta be quick to join the match. Actually, am I recording the right thing? Yeah, it seems so. Okay, perfect. Where's the freeform room? Here it is. Do I have the right deck? Yeah, seems so. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, and also this is a Kavira deck because we just happen to not run any creatures. And we can actually cast it, and it can actually be relevant as like one type for the... Yeah, I'll do the deck tag after when I have time. Okay, this starting hand is a bit weird, but looks fine. It can be... The Kavira can be a card type for the Roller Crusher Ride, which can be relevant. Okay. Seems like we're up against Mono-Red, which should be a fine-ish matchup. I've got a lot of burn to answer the stuff. And Price of Progress shouldn't be super good against me. I mean, obviously it still deals some damage, but not like game-breakingly good. Okay, Inti here is kind of annoying. It'll get some value, but I can't do anything about it yet. Gonna discard the land, I guess. So the plan is next turn, tablet into hopefully a burn spell. Oh yeah, this combo of cards is also really scary. This will deal like, what, 8 damage? They won't be able to use the cards at least. What did they exile? Okay, random stuff. Okay, but that is a really good... Oh no, actually it's a terrible top deck. I can't deal with any of those creatures this way. Well, I gotta go for the tablet anyways. And hope to hit like a burst. Well, Chain Lightning. I hit a land. Okay. Yeah, I can do the Emberth Blaze in their turn as well. Yeah, these two alone will deal like at least 9 damage, I believe. Just kind of a lot. You also currently only have 2 types in the graveyard, so the Roller Coaster Ride won't do anything too soon. They just got a basic mountain, makes sense. Okay, seems like it's actually 10 damage, which is a lot. Yeah. And at this point, the game is basically already over. I mean, it's Mono-Red. It's hard to beat that, but yeah, very quick game here. Yeah, okay. That game was not it. But I have a tradition on for losing game 1 of the first match of the tournament, so it's gonna be fine. I brought in all the shocks and the anger of the gods, and actually that's probably it already. Yeah, I just gotta like control the board and that's it. Yeah, roller crush ride, bit slow. Gonna leave in 1, I guess. Arc of Hunger also kind of slow. Can probably cut some Pursue the Past, since they're not as good without the roller coaster rides. And then we need 1 last card to cut. I guess I can cut 1 Smiting Helix. It's kind of clunky, but just draw it. Alright. Let's see if I can make this work. Okay, I have some spare removal. I have Quince Inside and Tablet, which is good, so this is a keep for sure, even though it's not like the greatest hand ever. Yeah, my opponent is taking some time to mulligan. Well. Maybe that means they're gonna keep a bad 7. Yeah, so I guess the plan is Inspiring Vantage on 1, then Mountain Quince on 2, then probably Tablet or Anger on turn 3. Obviously depends on what they play. Yeah, I'm gonna take 1 hit off the Callan. Should be fine. The bot thinks Quince is illegal, but the bot is wrong, of course. But not for much longer, since Spider-Man is gonna be on Magic Online in like 3 days, 4 days, I don't know. Okay, yeah, Inti is kind of scary, but the whole board will die to my Anger of the Gods. Or I could just Fury Temper. This was probably better for now. Fury Temper plus Emberth Blaze. Very well. They go for a Bowmat Courier. That's fine. Okay, I guess I'll discard the Pursue the Past. Although honestly, that's kind of not too bad here. So maybe the Magmatic Sinkhole actually, since I can't play it anytime soon. Although it is a good removal spell against the Lelia Inti stuff. Yeah, but either way I'll just play Tablet here. For now. Have some mana on the rocks. Okay, I get a Lindbloom. I could actually cast that as the adventure, and I think I will do that. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like, Lindbloom is really good in this deck because you can both just play it as a land turn 1 and it's fine, but you can also just use it as a win condition with all the, like, you basically only play instant sorceries. And yeah, you can also play it off tablet even if you have played a land already. For whatever reason. Also, it's just a solid blocker in a pinch as well. Okay, they destroy my Tablet of Discovery, which kind of sucks, but I didn't desperately need it here anyways. Yeah, probably gonna discard the Sundown Pass here. I want to play as many basics on the field as possible, since they might still have Passive Progress. Yeah, I'm gonna discard the Fable Passage. Drawing another one, sure, I guess. I'll probably go Chain Lightning the Bowmat, and then Lindbloom. They don't have red mana open, so they can't copy the Chain Lightning, which is good. Oh, that just triggered the Quints, which is kind of nice. Although, funny enough, my opponent and I have the same amount of, or the same number of non-basic lands in play right now. But I guess they get hurt less by Passive Progress than I do. Which is why I'll be discarding the Abstergo Entertainment. Okay, another Anger of the Gods. Solid draw here. It will kill my Wizard token, but that's fine. Yeah, I can use the 3 mana to take a hero into my hand. And then I'm tapped out. So I think I have like 2 more basics in the deck. Okay, actually 3, since I run 1 swamp for the hard casting of the Smiting Helix. Okay, that makes it 1 less. Another Quints. I probably will just kill the board here, I guess. Then I have 3 mana left, so I can play Kihira, I guess. Yeah, that seems solid. I get a free draw of the Felden. Oh. Yeah, Chandra's kind of... well, I guess I can just attack the Chandra or burn it or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna play the land here. Pitch a swamp. But yeah, I think at least this game I will probably win. Even if game 3 might be tough. Okay, what did they play? Oh, they played the Chandra, right. Ah, so many windows. Okay, yeah, they didn't have an artifact to destroy here. Yeah, so I will surely play the tablet here. Getting a land. I do think I have probably one... Okay, I gotta count the basics now. So I have 3 mountains on the board and 1 in the grave, and I should have 2 more in the deck. So this should be fine. And then I probably want to play the Virtue. Actually, I'm not so sure. I could play Virtue now. Yeah, that seems good. Gotta take the card advantage. Okay. Do I have one more basic? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chandra. They are just gonna block, but that's fine. Yeah, and chances are I might just be able to kill them. Well, depending on what I draw, of course. But if I draw some burn spell, I can probably just chain some burn spells and kill them. Which is what this deck intends to do. Okay, they attack for 4. Yeah, okay, Lindbloom and Shock should be more than enough, probably. Okay, I just gotta hope that I draw something good. But yeah, Chain Lightning is very good, of course. Oh, and also a Shock. Yeah, this should be lethal, right? Yeah, it's lethal. Okay, I guess this does show off the deck pretty well. So basically, we are playing like a control game plan, but with a lot of burn, and we finish games with usually the combination of Virtue of Courage and some kind of pinger. Okay, game 3. Yeah, Arc of... Okay, I mean, this configuration was already like pretty early game focused. So I guess it makes sense to keep it this way. Yeah, I mean, maybe... I think Pursue the Past is not super good here. Although it does cast Fury Temper. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like I had it game 2. Seems good enough. Okay. Of course I will reveal Kahira. Okay, I've got 2 lands. Well, I can draw a 3rd one, that should be fine, but I do have Shock, 2 Fiery Temperers, Anger of the God. This hand desperately needs a Quince, but then it's a really good hand, and otherwise, yeah, it should be fine. Turn 1 Shock carries it. There we go. Maybe if they play an Inti, I shoot that instead, of course. Okay, but it doesn't seem like they have it, so I can just shoot the cannon instead. And they play another one, okay. Then it wasn't really worth it, but kind of whatever. Yeah, probably gonna chain the cannon, preserving my life total and stuff. Also, chain lightning is not really super good in this matchup, since often they will be able to pay for the 2 mana. Like for the copying chain lightning. Damn, a third one. Probably gonna Fury Temper that. Yeah, especially if they level it up. Okay, Brimstone Volley, so they are probably playing like the Flare version of the deck. But they... okay, maybe not, I'm not sure. We do have the Quince inside now. Could also just play Lindbloom as a blocker. Although I do want to cast Smiting Helix next turn, so... I'm gonna do it this way, although I'm not super happy with this. Yeah, if they have Laelia, then... that... yeah, or Bomat, but... Bomat is only 1 damage. Laelia would have been the bigger threat, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna Smiting Helix the Bomat. I'm not gonna let them use the cards from it. Okay, they can have one of them. Oh wait, they just got a 2 Brimstone Volleys, that's kind of crazy. There would have been a lot of burn. And for 1 card, for some reason. But yeah, this does look pretty good for me. Eldon will just die. In the best, most efficient way possible even. Okay, they get a Laelia for next turn. But I can also just kill that as well. Yeah, obviously they could draw like a Bomat as well. And then it would have been better to keep up the Fury Temper, but this should be fine. Yeah, my removal does line up pretty well against their stuff, unless they do the Inti Laelia stuff. Yeah, kind of funny, I didn't even have to use the Anger of the Gods this game. Going for the Arcafanger, hopefully a land. Okay, not land, but... actually, did I play a land already? Nah, I hadn't played one. Yeah, I don't need Kahira, I don't have mana for it anyways. Yeah, just gonna shock them, they don't have anything to play. And also the Quince inside, I guess. Keeping up mana for Magmatic Sinkhole. And yeah, I think this game should be pretty much over. Yeah, especially if they draw like this. Yeah, I can even shoot the land. Yeah. I can discard one of the angers. Doesn't really matter here. But yeah, at this point I'm just burning my opponent with everything, basically. I'm also gaining life with the Arc of Hunger, so... yeah. Question is, do I play the Lindblum? Probably not. If they... like, the only way I lose this is with Price of Progress, so... I'm not gonna risk it. I'd rather... I mean, 5 lands is fine. Okay, they Brimstone Volley the token. Kind of interesting play here. But yeah, I do have enough card types for the Roller Crusher ride. So any burn spell is lethal here. Whenever you play anywhere other than your hand. Well, I can't play anything else this turn from any other source, so... oh, I can play the Quince inside, yeah. That will put them to 1. Okay, and I think they concede, yeah. Okay, first game was tough, but I didn't manage to win the other 2. Very nice. I do think it's probably a good matchup for me. Damn, and we're gonna go right into the next game as well. Right in the next match. No time for resting. Yeah. So I'm up against MTG LEW, MTG Lu, not sure. Okay, they have exclusively been playing Twin in tournaments this season, so I assume they will also be on Twin. Which should be a solid matchup for me. Since I have a lot of burn spells to kill their combo at instant speed, and this way they can't really do stuff against me, right? Okay, I have 4 lands. Oh yeah, this hand is basically perfect. Obviously, if against red deck wins with main deck Price of Progress, this would be terrible. But against them, it's probably pretty good. Can probably even afford to not play the Lindblum turn 1 and instead use it as the adventure side later. Yeah, they do open with an island, so it's probably, in fact, Twin. And they're not going to be able to counter my Queen's Insight unless they have a Spell Pierce. Which would be fine, I guess. Although the Queen's Insight does help the game plan quite a bit. Oh, I gotta tell them that the card is legal. Okay. What do I want to discard here, though? Good question, actually. Probably the Chain Lightning. I don't need to burn stuff yet, and Sorcerer Speed makes it worse in this matchup. Okay, another Fury Temper. Gonna play a Tablet. They're probably gonna counter it with Aether Spike, but that's fine. Yep, exactly as I predicted. But yeah, as I said, it's fine. Tablet is a good piece for this deck, but it's not essential to win or anything. And yeah, they are a control deck, basically. I mean, they do play the Twin combo, but current iterations of Twin are mostly control decks in Penny Dreadful. That just happen to have the ability to sometimes win on turn 4 and sometimes win in the late game with the Twin combo. Yeah, I am going to Fury Temper them here. I mean, it's literally free damage. Gotta take that, right? Also put the third type in the yard for the Roller Crusher ride. And in the end step, I'm probably gonna Lindbloom. Or well, Mage Siege, I guess. Okay, Palantir of Orthanc could be annoying. That does generate them a good bit of value. But in the first few turns I can probably afford to take the damage. Yeah, they mill another one. Kind of curious why they put that on top. Since, yeah, it's legendary and stuff, but yeah. Kind of whatever, they probably just assumed that I would let them mill anyways. Okay, here I probably still discard Chain Lightnings. Yeah, I gotta keep open mana for the case that they try to twin. Oh no, actually they can't twin combo yet. They can't do it. So the question is, do I keep the Roller Crusher ride to kill something? Probably not. Yeah, they're just gonna counter it if I ever do that, so using it for the mode of just dealing double damage in the future seems better. But yeah, their life total is slowly ticking down. Can't even help that with the fact that they have the beautiful lands. And I will have Delirium in a second, so I will deal double, or like, yeah, double damage in starting next turn. Okay, there's right 2 to the bottom, so I am gonna mill them one more time, which was a good decision. But next time I'm probably gonna have them draw. Okay, I do have Delirium now, which is pretty good. Yeah, I still... Okay, now I do have to keep up the mana for Fury Temper. Obviously, if they have exactly Fury Temper and Spell Pierce in the main, then I would have a problem here. Oh well, not Fury Temper, if they have like Pestomite and Spell Pierce into a Twin. But I'm just gonna assume that they don't have that. Yeah, I don't know if these kind of decks run Spell Pierces in the main at all. Wait, did they fail to find? Oh, hi Chicken in the Brain. I assume your they do is like a reaction to the Spell Pierce in the main. Okay, I'm gonna have them draw here. Okay, Spell Pierce is a 2 or 3 off. In main decks. Damn, what a meta. But yeah, I guess it's understandable. Yeah, I don't need Inspiring Vantage. Don't need Fabled Passage. And I don't need the Mountain. Okay, I could probably return the tablet to my hand, but then I would kill the Delirium. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna pursue the past here. But yeah, Spell Pierce really is kind of everywhere. Which makes sense. Like, Nadu is not super popular, and even the Nadu decks run a good amount of non-creatures. Okay, if I pursue the past here, I deal them 4 damage. Wait, if I do that next turn, is it 8 damage? Or is it 6? Yeah, I kind of fear that they're gonna have some like Pestomite and then Twin or something, so I'm gonna go look for... well, I don't have 1 mana shocks anyway, so this was kind of a dumb maneuver. Well, I mean, I have Chain Lightning in the main and shocks in the side, but that obviously doesn't work very well. Game 1 against Twin. So please no Pestomite. Okay, Archmage's Charm is fine. But yeah, I think I pretty much have lethal here. Yep. I mean, Fury Temper is literally lethal, so this should be fine. Yeah, Seajoy can just be ignored. And the cool thing is that Fury Temper is cast from exile, so with Madness, so it actually deals 4 damage with the Quints as well. Oh yeah. So yeah, I am gonna Madness it here. I almost forgot to discard it with the Quints. But yeah, even if they counter that, I can just Virtue and then they are done for. Okay, Invert Polarity is kind of funny, but it's not gonna save them. Yeah, I could just have reacted to that as well. Okay, so I'm up a game. I do think this matchup is probably like very solid for me, especially post board, where I can take out the Chain Lightnings and some number of Smiting Helixes as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if they are on a Lawmaster variant of the deck. Then I could consider... Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna leave in some number of Chain Lightnings anyways. Just because, like, there's nothing better to play here. And also Chain Lightning is just kind of a solid burn spell. Meanwhile, Smiting Helix is barely relevant against them. I mean, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, of course we are still a Kahira deck. Not a traditional one, but we are. Okay, this hand looks pretty good. I can discard Fury Temper for value, can discard Pursue for value. I have Arc as a card advantage engine. Yeah, let's see if they... Okay, no, they played the Stormcraft Coast, so they can't even counter the Quints here. Unless they have Spell Pierce. But they should probably use it for something else. Yeah, not in big need of the Pursue here. And I don't need to be scared of the twin stuff yet. Okay, they counter the second Quints, which I guess makes sense since they died from it last game. Okay, and since the land is tapped, I still don't need to be worried about Pestomite stuff. Even though I keep drawing lands. Oh, okay. This was a... I shouldn't have fetched the swamp since I boarded out all the black spells. Which is basically just the Smiting Helix, but yeah. Ooh, I even milled the Pursue for value. Okay, the main phase draw 2 with Archmage's Charm and don't draw a land. But yeah, this should be easy enough to win from this point. After all, Twin is not the kind of deck that puts on a lot of pressure. and I can just slowly drain them to death. Okay, Sea Shark. I mean, I can still just ignore that for now. Yeah, I'm just gonna burn face here. Be a bit greedy. Okay, and they just concede. Alright. Yeah, the second game was a bit of a non-game, but still, I think this is also like a solid matchup. I have a lot of burn spells for their twin stuff, so yeah. Okay, and I think there's some matches still ongoing, so I'm gonna throw in the deck tag. I don't even know if I'm gonna move that to the front of the video in the end, but I'll see. So yeah, this is Tablet Red, or like Boros Tablet Burn, or whatever. It's a pretty cool deck. It's mostly mono red. We do splash white for Arc of Hunger, Pursue the Past, which is kind of optional, but it's a cool card as well. And the flashback of Smiting Helix. So basic idea is we play a lot of burn spells, mainly Chain Lightning and Embereth Blaze, and some more on the sideboard, and also Smiting Helix is a burn spell. That can either go face or kill creatures, so in the early game we usually kill creatures with all of our burn spells, and then in the late game we kill them with those in combination with Virtue of Courage, or Arc of Hunger, or Queen's Insight, like if we play them from the grave, then we deal a lot of damage. And it's all tied together by Tablet of Discovery, which is a great engine for both like getting a card out of it, but it also ramps us for instant sorceries, which you have a lot of. So yeah, and the Roller Crusher Ride is like my newest edition. We can turn on Delirium pretty easily, especially with Pursue the Past in addition to Queen's Insight. So this can be a great removal spell, but usually, of course, it's meant to be like a damage doubler to kind of close out the game faster. But yeah, it can also just be kind of like a pseudo Wrath if you go for X equals 3 or something. And yeah, we also have some Lint Blooms in the mana base, which are great to ping the opponent over and over again. And besides that, we play a Fabled Passage mana base with 1 Plains, 1 Swamp. For the Swamp is for Smiting Helix, of course. Historical Entertainment as like a utility land can get us our Arc of Hungers or tablets back from the graveyard. And yeah, the sideboard is kind of dubious at this point. I do think the shocks are pretty necessary, and stuff like Red Aggro or Twin. We also need some Wraths, of course. Anger of the Gods also being pretty good against like Dredge and stuff. And then we have some Pithing Needles, which are kind of like, those can probably be cut, since even against Twin they're not good. So I don't know what I would even bring them in against, but yeah, I just had some open sideboard slots. And then we have some disenchant effects with Hide and Seek. And Shredded Sails is both artifact removal and Nadu removal. And also Malcolm removal, I guess. And yeah, that's the deck. I hope you people will enjoy it. I'm currently 2-0 and I haven't reported yet. Ooh, shame on me. But yeah, we are, I think, 11 or 12 players in the tournament. Yeah, 11 players it seems like. So 4 rounds and then the top 4, which hopefully I can make. And yeah. There's 2 matches still ongoing. I'm gonna watch the Final Defiance Roboton match for now. But I'm also gonna have a drink in the meantime. Okay, so it seems like there's actually a human's mirror going on. Which, I mean, humans should be a solid matchup for my deck, since I should be able to kill like basically all of the humans with my burn spells, and then game 2 and 3 I can Anger of the Gods to board wipe. But yeah, if a champion grows out of hand, you can obviously do nothing to stop it. Well, 3 champions of the parish. That can surely win a game. Especially against a measly soldier of the Pantheon and stuff like that. So actually I'm gonna be sneaky here and just look at the other match as well to see what decks these people are playing. Damn it, they have also just started their match, or like at least like game 2 or 3. Damn, not a lot going on here. Well. I do think the season is pretty cool though. I have been saying that for a bit, I guess. But like, there's so much cool stuff to be brewed and cool decks popping up. Even though there's not a lot of people brewing, I guess. Like, it's probably like a handful of like 5, maybe a bit more people that actually brew decks, and the other people just play the same thing over and over again. Which is fine, I mean, I understand that. I do the same thing for paper mostly. Like when I play Modern, I just stick with one deck and play it all the time, because playing in paper is hard. But also on MTGO you can just like let the engine resolve everything and stuff, so like this is the place to kind of experiment, right? This season seems to be a bit more active than the ones before. Really? Like maybe a bit, but I don't think the metrics are like way better than before. Like the tournaments still catch around like 8 to 14 people, and I mean you can usually get a league game in, but I'm sure that will change at some point as well. We're at 92 matches per day. I think that's pretty high actually. Okay, I can can I yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to have stuff appear on the screen that is like statistics, but I think there's somewhere on the website that you can see stuff like this. Actually, where did you find that number? Oh, okay, last season ended at 48, the previous one at 54. Damn, then we're like double the number of matches. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay, oh, the seasons page, of course. Okay. Oh, and this match ended out of nowhere, so I didn't even pay attention, but I think it was mono red against Affinity. Is the other match still ongoing? No, seems to be done. But yeah, yeah, 92 matches per day seems like a really good number. Obviously not comparable to like the heights of Penny Dreadful, but still pretty solid. And yeah, it's kind of cool that we're still at such a high number, or like such a high amount of people playing, since the season has been quite old already. Like it's been, what, 7 weeks or something? And also we are getting a supplemental rotation in like 2 or 3 weeks, so maybe that will revitalize the format a bit, but I think there's still a lot of stuff to be brewed with and stuff to be refined, so like I didn't really like last season, but this season seems to be pretty fire. Okay, and I think the next round should be up in just a second. Okay, Chicken the Brain says, I don't have very high hopes for the supplemental in terms of what we'll get in, but there's definitely still a lot of room to brew. Actually, why do you think so? Like, I think a lot of the Marvel stuff doesn't look super strong, so we should get plenty of it, right? Yeah, I also haven't... I mean, I have been kind of looking at Marvel cards every once in a while, and there are some cool ones in there, but like I'm just so disconnected from the characters and everything that it's kind of whatever. I don't really like the new cards, and only the ones relevant for PD will be relevant for me anyways. And yeah, I do agree that like with everything being a legendary, it's kind of not so cool, because like legendaries are like this term legendary is basically used for commanders right now, so like I think that's the reason why they print everything as a legendary. There are some cool legendaries in Magic history, of course, can't deny that, but yeah. Okay, what is Kid Loki? I'm gonna try to put up the browser window on the screen, but... Okay. Whoops. So... Kid Loki... MTG... Actually, can you see that on the screen, on the stream? Yeah, should be. Oh, it's that card. The like Tiger Seal, but in way better. Yeah, I mean that seems good. It's only an uncommon, so we will get it for 1 season most likely. Yeah. But also kind of like you put this in your random like blue tempo deck or whatever, but I don't think this will make any decks appear. I'd play this with Flourishing Fox. Yeah, that makes sense. And also, yeah, Flowering Stocks, like Flowering of the White Tree, will go up, I guess. But also, there's so many good legendaries already. Like, Boros Legends has way too much stuff to choose from anyways. Same with like Azorius and stuff, so I don't really think that's really gonna change any dynamics. And I think the new round has started, yeah. I gotta join some match. Or make one. A 2-2 haste for 2. I mean, we have a very good 2-2 haste for 2 in Penny Dreadful right now that draws a card every single turn, kind of. So it would have to do some other extraordinary thing as well. Okay, yeah, I will go first. I will show them Kahira, make them think I'm playing Orzhov Control or something. But this is a mulligan, only one land. Oh, and another one lander, so another mulligan. This hand looks fine though. I am gonna sneakily look at what they have been playing this season already. Okay, so they have been playing mostly Nadu, but also other stuff. And this might be Flare deck wins, which would be not so great. Yeah, Multi 5, always kind of sad. Yeah, seems to be Flare deck wins, which could be a problem, but we'll see. Yeah, also I think the Spider-Man set is like releasing digitally on Magic Online on Tuesday, right? So I guess no one's really excited for that, but at least maybe it will fix the weird Spider-Man Omen Path bot bug. Yeah, Robber of the Rich. Haha! Finally pays off that I mulligan to 5. Well, not really, but yeah. I will smite that anyways. Although I guess I can take 2 more damage perhaps, but also there's no reason to. Quince isn't super good here anyways. Yeah, right. Yeah. I wouldn't say exactly 50-50 chance. It's more likely that it probably fixes, or it probably breaks something in the short term, but will make it easier to fix the bug in the long term, but yeah. But at least it's a good thing that we won't have to deal with the whole 2 sets, but only one card, like 1 card with 2 printings issue. So at least they fixed that. But that doesn't make Spider-Man variants 1 to 100 disappear, so. What do I play here? Probably Pursue the Past into Quince. Okay, change of plans. Let's Pursue the Past into Emberth Blaze. Yeah, also doing this now since they could get browse triggers otherwise. Okay, they do literally nothing. And I do have to discard something here. So I guess, yeah, I mean tablet is too good. Yeah, maybe I can hit something off tablet here. Would be very nice, of course. Yeah, chain lightning is fine. Oh, okay, chain lightning is not fine. I don't want to get burned for 3 on the backswing. And I do have delirium for what it's worth. Yeah, this flare deck wins, but they seem to have kept a somewhat bad hand. Gonna fetch for planes here for the chance that I can play Kahira. Oh, another Fury Temper. I do like to see that. And another tablet, also very nice. Yeah, tablet is such a cool card. Although it's like almost kind of too strong. Like I'm not big into standard right now because like it's not played where I live and I don't play arena. I don't play standard on MTGO either. But I think like 4 color control, which is basically tablet plus 3 additional colors for like singular strong cards, is like 10% of, or no, it's like the second most popular deck after Prowess. Wait, can I... This won't work, right? Ah, too bad. That'd be so funny. But yeah, it makes sense. I'm not actually paying for the spell, I'm paying for like the ability or whatever. Also, how the hell am I on 21 life against Flare Deck wins on turn 7? Like they're doing something wrong, right? I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna continue burning them. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep going with the tablets. See what I can hit. Another Quince, seems fine. More damage potentially. But yeah, I guess you can see what burn deck is doing better here. Make of that what you will. Also, I don't get, like, they have 6 cards in hand, and their best play is animating Gitu encampment and playing Price of Progress for 8 damage. Like, that's so whatever. And they can't even bring back the Bloodfeather Phoenix. And also, this basically kills them. Oh, actually, that was kind of stupid, because now I do have to discard whatever I draw. Happens to be 2 lands, so it's fine. Gonna see if I can hit some burn spell. Oh, actually, this is lethal, right? Because, yeah, this will trigger the Quince, and that will deal some damage. Oh yeah, and Virtue from Exile would have also killed. Thanks. Yeah, this deck is very much pew pew. I just like I call it burn, but it's more like I don't know. Like throwing rocks at the opponent and eventually they'll just cave in. Okay, so Fnatic wins again. Yeah, death by a thousand pings. Very well said. So I don't know how good the Wraths are gonna be against them. In their last list they did play 18 creatures. So I mean they're probably good even if it's just for removing 1 or 2 creatures. So I'm gonna put the Anger of the Gods in. And then yeah, the Roller Coaster Ride, kind of unnecessary here. Then probably 2 Arcofangers are too slow. And then yeah, I'm gonna read your comment in a second. Damn, what else do I board? Yeah, I don't really wanna lose the Pursue the Past because it's a life gain effect, right? But okay, maybe one of them. And then maybe the Magmatic Sinkhole is too slow. Yeah, sure. Okay, Chicken in the Brain said, no love for Wukeen. I kinda liked it with all the burn, even if it didn't fit too great in the Scroll Wielder deck. Wukeen is like a Boros 2-drop, I think, that's like if you deal exactly the right amount of damage, it draws you a card and you can tap it and pay X to make everything, like non-creature stuff, deal X more, right? I thought about that card for this deck, but also like a lot of the times your opponent plays a Callan or something and you shock it or you chain lightning it, and then Wukeen just wouldn't work, right? So I don't know how good it will really be. First hand was unkeepable. This hand looks better, especially on the draw. Without discard effects, both Fear Temper and Smiting Helix are kind of bad, but Smiting Helix is worse. It lets you 1 damage ping set for 3 or 4. Oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't consider that it also buffs like the stuff from the Arc of Hunger and the Quint's Insight. I thought it just doubles. I thought it just enhances like the instant and sorceries. But I don't. Yeah, but probably not, right? I'm gonna look it up in a second. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do some weird stuff here. Gotta resize the window so I can kind of at least see what's going on. So Tai Wukeen is what it's called, I think. Yeah, well, thanks for the Italian. Yeah, well, it's just a source you control, right? And it's a 2/3, so it kind of blocks well. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. And I was kind of looking for stuff to play instead of the Delirium card, which I don't think is super good in multiples. So yeah, I think Tai Wukeen is also legendary, of course it is. So maybe I'll try 1 or 2 of them in like the next iteration of the deck. But yeah, I think that does enable you to kill somewhat faster. Although admittedly, like this deck doesn't, like, the thing is, once you get going, you kind of kill your opponent eventually anyways, because like you only really do a lot of like burst damage or like ping damage when you have either Arcafanger or like the Queen's Insight with a lot of stuff in exile or grave. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, they had a Codebreaker here. Gonna Chain Lightning to keep up the Embereth Blaze. But yeah, I do see that the Taiwokin or whatever it's called is probably not as good in the Scroll Reader deck, which is very cool, by the way. I've thought about playing that as well. Because like that deck doesn't play as much like burn as I do, and it also doesn't play the Arcafanger. At least I didn't see it played there yet. Also, like, this guy really does like animating Gitu Encampment and attacking with it. Wait, what are they doing? Okay, they wanted to deny the thing going to adventure, but that's also kind of why. Like, I already have one in adventure, and that should be more than enough. But yeah, maybe they're like cooking in parallel or watching, I don't know, football or something. Oh yeah, they exile a Leyline and Exquisite Firecraft. I assume they will choose the Firecraft. I think they can play it until the end of the next turn. Yeah, let's just deal 4 for 3 damage, which is kind of whatever. Meanwhile, I am kind of stuck on lands. Yeah, Frosidon kind of makes sense against like the life gain, but also it will just die here. And I still didn't draw a single land. But yeah, I'm really glad that I or we or whatever, that it was discovered that Queen's Insight is quite a cool card in Penny Dreadful. Because, yeah, like this card looks kind of innocuous at first. Because like it basically just discards draws every turn for 2 mana, and it doesn't even do it in the turn you play it. But I think the second part is also really important, especially with Virtue of Courage and also the tablet. Okay, finally a land. Okay, they immediately shock the token, or like incinerate it. Okay, and finally I do draw some lands. Just nice. But yeah, my opponent seems to be having some really bad hands, since they're kind of just doing nothing. But I still can't get over the fact that they shocked their own Gitu encampment instead of shocking me, just so I can play Virtue of Courage like on turn 17. Because I already have one in exile, but yeah. They smash to smithereens my tablet. Okay, Pursue the Past is kind of interesting here. I will probably... Oh no! I only have one planes. Okay, slight misplay here. I wanted to cast the Pursue the Past from the grave, but obviously now I can't. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna matter, but slight misplay here. Because otherwise I could have theoretically tapped the tablet for normal mana and then play Kahira, or like get Kahira into my hand. But also that wouldn't be much better anyways. Yeah, they're also drawing a lot of lands. I'm not gonna need the Anger of the Gods here. Oh, I can't cast that. Yeah, but also I've been turned into a big Arc of Hunger believer. This card looks kind of slow, and it kind of is, but also it's just such a great value engine. Like, it's basically Phyrexian Arena, but on an artifact in Boros colors, and also like you can drain your opponent a bunch of times each turn, which can be really good. Yeah, this is obviously one of these fugitive codebreakers. Actually, can they already flip it? They have 1, 2, 3 instant sorceries, and they would need... Yeah, okay, so they can flip it. Which, when they do, I can just shock the thing in response, but they will still get the card draw, of course. Okay, weird Thoughtseize bug here happening. So I think I'm gonna Virtue of Courage and Shock, or like Shock in their end step, or like when they flip the thing. Although I think the safer option is to Smiting Helix their face and keep up Shock. Or actually, okay, so I have 6 mana, so that's exactly enough for Lindblum plus Shock plus Smiting Helix. So yeah, I will Mage Siege first. Just playing it safe with the life totals. But yeah, I think yeah, I wasn't really sure about this tablet deck. Okay, they Brimstone Volley the token. People are really scared of this token for some reason. But yeah, I do think the tablet deck is kind of cool. Which is why I'm playing it, of course. Yeah, kind of dumb statement, but I think Tablet is kind of underplayed for how potently strong it is in general. Especially with Virtue of Courage. Yeah, Price of Progress only dealing 4 damage here, so not super scary. I will shock this guy in response, so they can't prowess it. Yeah, I remember when Fugitive Codebreaker was actually played in Standard. Or like, at least I played it in Standard. Very brief amount of time, but was a cool time, kind of. A year ago, I think, or maybe 2 years. Okay, gonna start with the Arc of Hunger, of course, but I'm probably gonna go Virtue of Courage into a Smiting Helix. Okay, yeah, I should have done that before playing the land, of course. Even though at this point I don't think it really matters too much what I do. Okay, but I should fetch first. Yeah, I do think I won this match mostly because my opponent didn't draw that well and also did some questionable stuff, but I think this matchup is probably fine, especially like if I don't run too many basics. Oh, well, if I run enough basics, of course. And not too many non-basics, that's what I meant to say. Okay, and 2-0, so I think I'm pretty much set for the top 8, well, the top 4. Didn't lose a single match yet. Yeah, so that was a pretty easy match, I suppose. But yeah, mostly because of my opponent's draws and stuff like that. I am gonna look into the... Okay, Rukura once again double queuing. But yeah. Can look into the Final Defiance match. Yeah, seems like... Okay, actually I know that the Izzet player is playing Twin. And Final Defiance is on humans still. But yeah, it doesn't look very good for the Twin player. Oh wait, actually, okay. Are they actually gonna twin here? Like play Swindleton next turn? Or maybe they just played the Glamourmite to tap down the champion. Also, I'm still not sure why these lists play the Glamourmite at all. Because, like, I think most people play like a 3 Pessimite, 2 Glamourmite split. But this kind of seems worse than Pessimite in every aspect, right? Like, obviously it dodges, or like this kind of solves the problem of Pithing Needle. But also I still don't really get it. Like, Pithing Needle is not super rampant, right? But yeah, I don't know. Might have to ask some twin expert at some point. Okay, and Final Defense does win this match. So I think there's still one match ongoing. Which should be the Rakura versus Garcia Edu match. Oh, and actually, yeah, I will have to play against Final Defiance in the next round since they just won the match and we're both 3-0. And we're both set for the top 4, I think. Although actually, so there was 8 players after the last round with 3 points. So there will be exactly 4 people now with 6 points or higher. Yeah, okay, and those, yeah, okay. Okay, actually, maybe I did the math wrong here, I don't know. But yeah, I think I should be set for the top 4. Yeah, I don't think there's a way for 11 people to produce more than 4 3-in-1ers. Yeah, also this match is not super interesting that we're watching right here. Rakura's once again playing their like homebrewed Junt deck, like Junt good stuff, and Garcia Udo is playing Flare deck wins or like Red deck aggro. Well, what? Red deck wins or mono red aggro, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we played against that in the first round, I think. Yeah, I guess we can see the effect of the double queuing here. With only 5 minutes on the clock for a Junt deck. People lost respect of humans. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, people are playing all their spell pierces and then crying when you play a lot of humans, I guess. But yeah, I've seen that you've also went 3-1 so far, so we'll probably match in the round 4. Yeah, Plague Engineers were very rampant last season because of Goblins, I think. And Goblins is not that strong this season, so people were like, nah, we don't need the Plague Engineers anymore. Yeah, if you win too much, they'll come back. I don't know if that's really true, but I mean, maybe if you win a few tournaments. But that would be the definition of suffering from success, right? But yeah, I think yeah, I'm excited to see how the matchup will go. I think I have good chance of winning, but also humans can be really fast. And yeah, flowering is obviously a problem if the humans player has it. Against any deck, but also against a deck with a lot of single target removal, because now everything costs 1 more. Well, not really, since most of the humans are not legendary, but yeah, anyways. But actually, I'm wondering, like, why do we still play mono white humans? Since like splashing black has never been easier than right now, right? So you can just play like base mono white and splash for like Jirina or whatever it's called, like the graveyard exiler thing that can protect your humans and stuff. So I don't know, maybe it's just unnecessary, but yeah. And also not losing to Price of Progress is the point, I guess. Okay, and Rukura somehow still won this match. Okay, you didn't feel like it. Okay, I guess that's a good reason. I usually just play whatever I feel like anyways as well, so... And also I guess... yeah, there's a lot of red aggro running around. I think it's actually the most played deck right now. I'm not sure, but I think that might just be the case. So you also kind of gotta win the race mirrors like against other aggro decks. And playing a bunch of shock lands and non-basics probably doesn't help with that. Alright, so finally finds we're playing in round 4, so you better leave the stream. Yeah, good luck, have fun, and all that stuff. Alright, so round 4, it's kind of, we're playing basically for the standings, or like for the seating, so it's kind of whatever. But yeah, against mono white humans. And this hand has exclusively tapped lands. Okay, well, turn 3 Sundom Pass could be untapped. And also no removal, so I am gonna mulligan this, and I think against mono white humans I do have to mulligan aggressively for removal. Yeah, this hand looks much better. Arcofango not super important. Oh well, it is kind of important, but only late in the game. Yeah, that Kithian will go sleep with the fishes. Yeah, I've been bonked by enough flipped Kythians that I know that you should kill this one. Kind of scared of Thalia here. Okay, another Kythian and a benevolent bodyguard. Alright. I guess I'll just pursue the past. Obviously, before I ever smiting helix something, I kind of have to kill the bodyguard first, or like at least bait out the ability, so I can gain life of the smiting helix. Yeah, so I guess if they have Adeline, they can probably flip the Kythian. I just hope they don't have it. Because, I mean, flipped Kythian, it starts at like, what, 3 loyalty, but it can gain 2 every turn. Yeah, that would be really annoying, and I have no way to deal with that besides burning it down. I do have some amount of time left since I'm on 22 life and have more stuff to gain me life. Okay, another benevolent bodyguard. So here I think I just fear temper the Kythian, let them use one of the bodyguards so that they can't flip the Kythian next turn. Yeah, benevolent bodyguard also a good card against me here. Okay, brave the elements. Okay, this way they can flip the Kythian still, which might be game losing for me. Yeah, it just kind of turns Kythian into a 4/4 that can also do other stuff if needed. And there comes Flowering. That makes Kythian into a 6/5. Damn. So I guess best case would be Chain Lightning here. Oh, and I even get it. Okay, so I can kill the Kythian with that. That's perfect. Yeah, they can't protect the Kythian in the Planeswalker form with the Benevolent Bodyguards, luckily. So I might still have a chance. Also, Brave the Elements is kind of crazy in the main deck. I guess it makes sense to push blockers through or something. Yeah, Champion not gonna do super much at this point. Yeah, I am gonna pursue the past, trying to look for land. I do find the land. So I'm probably gonna favorite passage for the swamp here, just so I can smiting helix next turn. Yeah, they can deal 4 damage right now, depending on how many humans they... Oh, okay. That makes it 9 damage. I hope they don't have another human. Okay, they just take lures to their hand. Kind of didn't see that they had lures, to be honest. Okay, another favorite passage means I can go pursue, discard Helix, Helix, then the champion. That nets me 5 life, brings me to 8. I probably should be safe that way. Yeah, I think that's probably the best play. But yeah, I'm really close to death here, of course. Oh, don't want to play that. Of course, I want to play the Smiting Helix. I guess there would be a world where I could go for the Cathar Commando, but I think this guy would just grow to scary mounts. Okay, and it doesn't matter anyways. And I'm dead. Oops, I forgot about the Benevolent Bodyguard. Okay, first game goes to them. I do think the game gets easier when I have the Wraths. And the Shocks, I guess. Yeah, Hide and Seek, not super good since they probably only play like 2 or 3 Flowerings. I do think I have to board differently against this compared to Red Deck Wins, since they're much less burn focused and much more creature focused. So I can probably cut some Pursue the Pasts. Yeah, also some Roller Crusher rides. And then, yeah, some Arc of Hungers, and then it should be good. Although, maybe I want to go split between Quinn's Insight and Pursue the Past. But I do need to win the game somehow. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. Yeah, the thing is, Quinn's Insight gives more value over time, kind of. But obviously the burst life from the Pursue the Past can be good. Yeah, this hand has no lands. This hand looks really good though. Although, I guess it's not super good, but 2 shocks should get me through the first 3 turns, and if I have a land in the top 2 or some way to draw one, then it should be good. Yeah, that bodyguard will just die immediately. Yeah, Quinn's Insight gives me another look at the land next turn. Okay, Sanctifier in Vec is a huge problem. Okay, I totally didn't calculate that in. So now I basically have to go like super fast. Yeah, I have no way to deal with that, right? Oh man, I always forget Sanctifier. Yeah, I have no way to deal with that. All my white cards are red as well. That might be a huge problem. Yeah, this will mill something, but nothing useful. I guess actually my way to beat this is Kahira from the sideboard, since that can block the Sanctifier no problem. Yeah, but honestly, I don't know what I would play to beat the Sanctifier. Like maybe one Fateful Absence or something? I don't know. Yeah, okay, second Sanctifier is... That's a very respectable clock. What do I even discard here? But actually, does my Wrath work against the Sanctifiers? I don't think so. I think the way protection works is that it can't be damaged as well. Yeah, gonna do the bold move of discarding a land. Not punished. Gonna discard the shock. Okay, anger is good here, but... Okay, now I gotta Google whether anger kills the Sanctifier back. Yeah, okay, it can't be damaged. Dang. That's not good. So basically I just gotta win the race here. Or like get Kahira out, I guess. Yeah, we'll take those 6 damage. Yeah, I mean, my deck uses a lot of the graveyard, and it can't remove the Sanctifier, so I think I'm just dead here. Like, I can theoretically win with, like, Quint's Insight, casting stuff from exile, but that's so unrealistic that it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I have to discard one of the Anger of the Gods here. Yeah, this will be very tough. Yeah, Sanctifying Back is one hell of a card. Yeah, I genuinely don't have a clue, like, what I could even play against that. Okay, they have the Lurus, the Bodyguard. And now they can even protect the Lurus, yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's totally over. Yeah. Yeah, the Sanctifier definitely killed me, especially 2 of them. Okay, at least I can kill one Sanctifier here. Going to 3, but also that's... I still have no way to win, so... Actually, I guess... Yeah, no. Oh! Smiting Helix! This could kill the Sanctifier. But, Oh, and it won't even... Oh, it will get exiled. And it has protection from black. Oh. Yeah. It doesn't even kill that thing, because it also, for some reason, doesn't even... Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I thought Sanctifier was just protection from red, but it's also protection from black, of course. Yeah, and Lure is also against life, so yeah. Yeah, man, Sanctifier back. What a card. Yep. Alright, I'll still go to the top 4, of course, but that was definitely a tough match. Alright, let's see what Violet Avi is playing. Okay, they're playing Dredge. So I guess we can watch them Dredge for a second. But yeah, that match was tough. Yeah, I don't know what could I even play against the Sanctifier deck? Like obviously I could play like a white 2-mana destroy effect or something. But we don't have any good ones, right? Like the best we have is the one that gives the opponent a clue. And I don't like that card. I guess maybe there's some card that you can like flashback for red, but the card is like white or green or blue. But like I have no idea what that would be. I'll have to scry off for that. So I guess I could play like... Well, there's actually nothing. There is actually nothing. Besides like Actual Wrath of God. But I can't play that with this little white sources. Yeah, maybe I should just play like a few Arcs Icebergs in the sideboard or something. But that also doesn't seem great. Maybe Dimensional Exile. Or actually, I could play Chain to the Rocks, right? Like, obviously I can't change my deck list right now, but for the next few runs with this deck, that could be a solution. This thing. I do run a good number of mountains and have some ways to fetch them Fabled Passages. And I mean, this gets rid of a Sanctuary of 1 mana, right? Can't get any cheaper than that. Yeah, I think that might be worth it for the next iteration of this deck. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, and the matches are all done, so I guess we can go to the top 4. Yeah, so just a second until top 4 starts, I imagine. Damn, I'm up against Poposin Hyde again. They were on the red deck, or like flare deck wins, I think. Alright, I am gonna wait for the bot to announce it in the Discord officially, but yeah. Also, Final Defense is playing against Roboton, so either way I will play, if I make the finals, I will play against Mono White Humans. Alright. Let's see if I can win against Mono Red again. Yeah, it'll be just a second till we start. It's kind of late. But yeah, either way, I will play at maximum 2 more rounds, and then I would have to win the tournament or at least make the finals. So yeah, after the tournament is over, I will of course just end the stream. VOD will probably go up on YouTube in a few days. I managed to well, cut it and stuff like that. I did want to look into like doing more editing for the VODs, but yeah, I'll have to see whether it works out or not. Yeah, my opponent seems to be not showing up. Oops. So I guess I can look at the standings real quick. I won't show them on screen, but yeah, so Finally Fans is at 12 points, so 4 wins. Me and Poposin are at 3 wins with 9 points, and then Roboton has a 50% win rate with 6 points and 2 wins, 2 losses, but they still made top 4 because of like opponent match win rate and stuff like that. Well, playing the waiting game. Damn, my opponent really taking it slow. Yeah, very exciting stream right now. But I guess, yeah, downtimes like this are gonna be a usual occurrence sometimes. Okay, but here we go. So top 4, so like semi-finals against Mono Red. And this hand looks interesting. It has 2 Chain Lightnings, 2 Smiting Elixirs. So I really need to draw another land. But I think this is keepable. Carried by the 2 Chain Lightnings, of course. So I will go Sundown Pass turn 1, turn 2 Mountain and Chain Lightning potentially. and then we'll go from there. Yeah, Stadium Headliner definitely has to go. I will fetch with the Fabled Passage here though, since I don't have views for the mana anyways. Yeah, Charming Scoundrel is kind of whatever. If they put the Wicked Scroll on it, I would probably kill it as well though. Yeah, Roller Crusher Ride could be relevant later, but not really for now. Yeah, taking some damage from the scroll here, but that's fine. Another Scoundrel, also fine. I use it to discard and draw. Okay, Tablet is really good here. I hope I draw land from it. I do not draw land, meaning I cannot do anything this turn. But even if I don't draw land, I can Roller Crusher Ride next turn. At least killing the Scoundrel. And if I draw land, also killing the Codebreaker. Yeah, I really need to land here. Well, an untapped land. So here I'm just gonna play the Lindblum as a blocker, I guess. Although, actually I could play it as a land and kill the Fugitive Codebreaker already. But I don't know, that doesn't seem too good. Although they can bolt the token here. But then at least I baited a removal spell. Yeah, if I can somehow get an instant into my graveyard, I could have activated Delirium on the Roller Crusher Ride. But yeah, the Roller Crusher Ride is kind of cool as a removal piece as well. Then in the late game it can obviously double damage. Yeah, they Brimstone volley me for 5. So if they have double pop, then I'm dead. Or like this and then pop and flare. Yeah, we'll go for the Arc of Hunger here. And probably kill the Pit Fighter. Ooh, a tablet would have been good, but I can't cast it. Yeah, if they have Flare, they probably use it here. They probably don't have it. Yeah, I'm not really comfortable on 7 life. Okay, and even less on 3 life, so they probably just kill me with the Chain Lightning or something. Or incinerate. Yeah. So they got there. Smiting helixes without a way to discard is obviously always bad. So same sideboarding as the last time I played against them. Out go the Archifangers, the Rollercoaster Rides, one Magmatic Sinkhole as it's too slow. And then I guess I can cut one inside. Yeah, sure. So I do need to win both of the remaining games against them to reach the finals. And this hand looks fine, it has a lot of removal, so that's good. 2 non-basics is not where I want to be though. And this is also kind of not very good. It means I can't gain life, so I don't have a lot of life gain anyways, but the few pieces I have are pretty important in this matchup. I guess I just have to not let anything go through. Yeah, I will discard a land here, hoping to get a basic instead. But not the case. So I guess so this will look unintuitive, but I will chain lightning instead of virtuing the Felden, since this way I can hold up mana for Virtue of Courage to potentially kill something else. Okay, they get a flare. Yeah, I'm not sure if they can use the sacrifice ability from the exile, but they probably can, right? Obviously depends on what they want to play. Okay, they want to burn me for 8 damage. Not a big fan. Okay, at least I get another basic, or like a basic fetcher. And I'm gonna go for another Quince Insight. And then in their turn I can potentially kill a creature. Okay, Incinerate. So they're just planning on burning me down, I guess. Yeah, I imagine they're not gonna play too many more creatures, so I can burn face here. Okay, Archifanger is interesting. It can potentially gain... oh no, it can't gain life. Of course. Yeah, I'll take the risk of playing Virtue of Courage here. I do think I need to take some risk in this game to still win. Because it's kind of looking bleak. Okay, they just deal 4. So I kind of need to win this turn. It's gonna be tough, but I have 2 Quince Insights, so maybe I can chain some burn spells. Oh, but this does look good. Yeah. So Tablet is 1 mana deal 2. Chain Lightning is 1 mana deal 5. So I am at... And I still have a land drop. Smiting Helix is tier 5 as well. Yeah, I think I actually have lethal here. Oh, actually maybe not, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is kind of intense. I think I need another shock or something. Oh, but Fury Temper will do it, right? Or Chain Lightning. Alright. That was surprisingly doable. So I got there somewhere on my last possible turn. Somehow. So yeah, I guess Quint's Insight is pretty important, huh? Yeah, so I think I'm gonna board out another Arc of Hunger, perhaps. It's just too slow. Especially on the draw. Alright, this will decide who will go to the finals. Is it gonna be mono red or mono red? Well, I am playing Boros, kind of. Okay, this hand is kind of slow, but I think it's good enough. It has a turn 2 burn spell, turn 3 tablet, and then a lot of basics, so this should be fine. My opponent is on multi 5, which is good for me. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll fetch here. Probably a mountain, but maybe also a swamp. But yeah, I don't think hardcasting Smiting Helix is super important here, because it's like still a long way off. Yeah. Gonna Emberth place the robber here, as to not enable any flare plays. And then yeah, I can pursue in Fury Temper on turn 3. So it was indeed a good idea to fetch the mountain and not the swamp. Yeah, also another shock in my hand, which is pretty good. So yeah, I do have a good chance of winning this, I think. Okay, they chose the mountain. Yeah, what do I play here? Yeah, I think I just pursue the past, discarding the Smiting Helix. And the next turn I can probably Anger the Gods to exile the Bloodfeather Phoenix and something else. And this also gives me some life, which is nice. 3 types in the graveyard so far. Seems like they drew another land, right? Yeah. Or at least they played another land. Yeah, so maybe I just play the tablet here. Probably even. Get some more mana. Because I'm not really under pressure, right? Yeah, I don't want to Chain Lightning the... Actually, I can afford to Chain Lightning the Bloodfeather Phoenix here. Although that will enable them to get it... Okay, no. Yeah, I'll do it. They'll probably copy it. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I can't pay for that, unfortunately. Yeah, they don't have the mana to bring back the Bloodfeather Phoenix. Yeah, so this was kind of a dumb play, I don't know. And I still have land drop, which I kind of forgot. So I can even shock the land if they choose to animate it. Okay, they incinerate and bring back the Phoenix. Yeah, I will kill the Phoenix just to gain 2 life. Okay, another tablet is pretty nice. Quint's Insight, also pretty nice. I am not gonna play another non-basic hero though. That's too risky for my taste. Because they probably still have Price of Progress in the main deck. Yeah, there it is. It's only 4 damage here, so it's fine. You bring back the Phoenix. Then I go down to 7 life, which is too low for my taste again. So I'm probably gonna go Anger of the Gods anyways. Yeah, I can Anger of the Gods to permanently exile the Bloodfeather Phoenix here. That's probably the best idea, or I can just shock it next turn. But I do think Anger of the Gods makes a lot of sense, but also kind of need to kill them with the Wither token, right? So I don't know. So I think for now my plan will be to just kill the thing with a Roller Crusher Ride for 1, or like for executes 2, and then in their turn I can chock either the Bloodfeather Phoenix or the Gitu Incarnate if they animate it. That seems like a good enough plan. yeah, this game could still go either way, I guess. They've been keeping one card in their hand for a while. Maybe a leyline or something. Yeah, the incumbent I can shock. Or maybe they want to go something with flair. Oh, they drew another Price of Progress. It's crazy. Yeah, then I'm dead. Yeah, this is like literally the one thing that kills me. Damn. That's sad. Price of Progress is such a shitty card. I hate this card. Should have never been printed. Well, so I'm out of the tournament. Yeah, kind of a downer at the end, but it is how it is. Price of Progress kills people, especially with Flare of Duplication. But yeah, I am gonna end the stream here, so thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, I'll probably see you again next Saturday, if I have the time. And yeah, stay well, play Magic, and yeah, see ya.